Okay, so I went ahead and got some steel. I got this stuff here, which is 1" by 1/8" piece. It's probably a little bit overkill, but whatever. And this is alright. So I went ahead and cut this piece, and this piece will go in just like that. There's a little bit of gap there where I cut it, but it would work pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and tack weld this in. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I don't have any wire to weld this piece in, or all the other pieces. So right now I may just build the shroud. These are electric fans from Ford Tourists. I'm gonna find a way to put 2 of these on there. I did move the radiator up 2 inches, roughly 2 inches, and that's about how much it takes up. This here used to pretty much hit the air filter of the turbo. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking right now. Trying to get something done today. So yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and got this piece of sheet metal. I went ahead and measured everything out. So I cut 1.5 inches off of here, and cut that corner off, and did it on all 4 corners. This is a shroud for electric fans. Here's the fans, and these will go just like that. And I'll just build some tabs to hold these in place. Then these are held right here by a screw. So I'll have to cut a hole in two holes for each fan. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Next I need to go ahead and bend this down. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I got this side done. What I did, I took a 4" 4x4 block, put it on there, and started just racking it down with the hammer, and made that bend there. So next one will be doing this side. Alright guys, so I got this far. Show you what's going on. So I went through and bent this to shape, from here to there. That's about 12 inches, and that's where it would sit. Would sit on the radiator. So now, as I test fitted in the Comanche, I need to take out this part right here. That's where the steering box is at. So I'm going to cut that out, and right here is where it hits the frame, and this needs to come down probably about an inch and a half, 2 inches, give or take a 2.5 inches, because this is 15 inches from this corner to all the way up to there, and the radiator is only 12 inches, and I believe from the bottom of there going all the way up to here is about 14 inch, 13 inch. So I have to probably go ahead and cut this support, so the shroud could go ahead and slip down a little bit more. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so I got this guy cut out. That's just like that. I'm probably going to go ahead and take some more of this 20 gauge sheet metal and fill in this hole to keep it all sealed up, and would be the same thing on this corner. This is, yep. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that cut out. Alright, so this is shroud in the truck. Radiator comes just right up down here. Just have to push it in to get that all tight against the radiator. This side too. Nice right there. Going all the way down is pretty nice. Now next is finding where I want to put those fans at and mark where they need to be. So yeah, fun. Alright guys, so I went through and traced this one on the outside. Then I went ahead and used this blue masking tape, which is like almost 3/4 of an inch wide, and these guys here, they right here, that's a 1/2 inch. So I should have at least 1/4 or more of fine tuning this to make sure these actually sit, not go through the sheet metal. So yeah, that's my plan. I go ahead and take this tape off and use a angle grinder and cut this all off and test fit it, then work on the other one over there. So don't want to be a tight fit, but I could do it. Okay, so I went through and took this out with the grinder, the angle grinder, and I got a hole there. And now this guy right here fits pretty much kind of like this here. And now I marked this one out, and that will be, take this tape off and go ahead and cut this one out. They do both fit on here, and it's still super tight, but give it a shot. Hope I don't have to redo the shroud again. Alright, tune in for a little bit more. Okay, so I went ahead and cut this one out. It's rough cut, so it's not perfect or nice and rounded. Still lots of shards. Crap. So let's test fit the fans in here. Okay guys, so I got the fans mounted to the shroud. These do not need some trimming because of this part. So I went ahead and outlined where I need to trim to. This one's not too bad. This one is a little bit more, but they both spin, but they still hit the shroud, so and also in the meantime doing clean up all these nasty edges and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright guys, so went through and cleaned up all the edges, made sure the fan blades don't hit the sheet metal. So yeah, I used this grinder, I guess, this flap disc. It's about worn out now. But yeah, got this all set up. There we go. Now it kind of hits right here. I may just deal with that. I don't know yet. This one spins really good and doesn't hit anything. This one's got quite a few kind of gaps in there. So I'll probably actually go find some like double tape and go around the outside of this, and that should seal that part up, and I'll do them for both of them. But before I do that, I want to get something here to be welded up and going like right there, then across that way. Just make sure this is all sealed up against the radiator, and that will be the same thing with this corner too. So still some more work to do. Alright, so I went ahead and drilled holes to mount this here. Then I went ahead and put these screws in. These are the factory points, I should say. Originally they had some kind of like an angle iron that would bolt down onto the core support and bolt into the header right here. And somewhere down the line I don't have that anymore, so I'm using the nuts that were welded to the core support to hold this in. I have plenty of room for the fans. Nothing's hitting. Yeah, pretty nice. So I guess next step is really fine-tuning everything. I went ahead and took an old grinding wheel that is too small, made that radius, and made that radius too. And next is really getting these grinded down so they are flush and welded up. Same thing for this side. And same thing for the bottom. If you realize that I had a cut down there, so could clear the frame and the power steering box. Just down there. So yeah, that's my plan for right now. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this piece here. It's a scrap piece I cut off from this. So I'm going to go ahead and tack one right there and tack another one right there. And the other side the other corner would be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so now the fan shroud is all done. I'm working on this here, welding a little bit, skipping a little bit, go over here, weld it some more, and after I do a couple of those, I go back with a grinder and grind it down flat, then do a couple more little beads, and yeah. So these corners will be cut off and shaped with the radiator support, and also I have a little bit more of this 1-inch, and I'm going to go across here with them, and same thing on this side too. So yeah, just a little update. Alright, so I pretty much got all done grinding and welding on this part. I couldn't really get into these glues very well, so I'm just going to leave it how it is. But this looks like all one piece. Went through and rounded the edge over so it's not as sharp. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. Next will be taking some more of this 1-inch rod and put them here and weld them here. And it would be the same process, so I'm just going to go do that. Alright, I got the what is it called, the radiator support all done. Just need to take off and paint it. This is how it looks like on with the shroud. This here, but it's up all against the radiator for a nice seal. So yeah, so I'm going to take this off, paint this guy, and put the fans on. Sweet. Alright guys, so I got the fans all done, the shroud all done. The only thing I see right now is this here. It does hit at certain, like right there, but then doesn't hit from here to there. So I may just go ahead and take a Sawzall and just cut these off, and there'll be plenty of room And since I do have urethane bushings, this engine should walk back and forth as much, so that may not stick as hit this as much. So yeah, but anyways, got these hooked up. They're two 15-inch Ford Taurus fans. They should flow pretty good. So basically, how I'm going to do this with the wiring is have this to ground, these two black wires from here to ground, and have the red wire going to the temperature sensor, well, both of them going to there. And then because the temperature sensor wants, so there's a positive going in, and there's another positive going out. So when the temperature gets like 180 degrees, it would make the circuit from this wire to this wire, flowing through this wire. Then we'll power up these fans. And when it gets lower than, let's say, 160 degrees, and the fans will kick off until like 185 degrees. I'm just making these numbers just as an example. But yeah, so that's my plan on how I'm going to do that. I may have video on that, but we'll see. So yeah, sweet.